Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Ever pondered how some people manage to live that truth with such ease, while the rest of us are busy keeping up with trends and expectations? Meet the Sigma female. She's the woman who stands apart, not because she's trying to, but because she genuinely doesn't care about conforming to societal norms. Intrigued by what she ignores while everyone else is fixated on it? Let's explore the 10 things everyone cares about except Sigma females. I implore you, watch until the end, ladies. Number 10, you don't want to miss. Let's discuss this, shall we? Number 1, their birthdays. When it comes to birthdays, most people treat them like national holidays, expecting the whole world to stop and celebrate. They want balloons, cakes, and a barrage of social media shout-outs that make them feel like royalty for a day. Sigma females, they couldn't care less about that circus. For a Sigma female, a birthday isn't about throwing a party that rivals a Kardashian bash. It's more of a low-key checkpoint. They're more likely to be found treating themselves to a solo hike or indulging in their favorite book than hosting a bash. If they get a few text messages from people who actually matter, that's more than enough. They don't see the point in the obligatory gatherings where people you barely know show up just because they feel they have to. It's not that they're antisocial. They just prefer quality over quantity. They'd rather have a deep conversation with one close friend over a quiet dinner than deal with the chaos of a massive party. And the social media birthday shout-outs? Sigma females find them downright amusing. Why would they need a flood of generic HBD messages from acquaintances who wouldn't recognize them in a lineup? They see right through the performative aspect of it all. It's just another way people try to keep up appearances. So while others might spend weeks planning the perfect birthday bash, Sigma females are busy living their lives, grateful for another year but not needing a parade to mark the occasion. They know that their worth isn't measured by the number of people who wish them a happy birthday, but by the richness of their everyday experiences. Number 2, being chased by a man. Most people find the idea of being chased by a man thrilling, like they're the star of some romantic comedy, where the grand gestures and relentless pursuit are the ultimate prize. Sigma females, however, roll their eyes at this trope. They see it for what it often is, a game of cat and mouse that's more about ego than genuine connection. Sigma females value mutual respect and partnership over outdated notions of pursuit. They're not interested in playing hard to get or being the prize at the end of a chase. If a guy is into them, great, just say so. They appreciate straightforwardness and honesty far more than elaborate schemes or constant texting to get their attention. They don't need to be chased to feel validated or attractive. They're already confident in who they are and what they bring to the table. They find the whole idea of someone needing to prove their worth through pursuit a bit ridiculous. They're busy living their lives, chasing their own dreams and ambitions, and if someone wants to join them on that journey, they're welcome to walk alongside them, not chase from behind. Sigma females have a low tolerance for drama and games. They prefer relationships where both parties are equally invested and clear about their intentions. They're not interested in being someone's conquest or playing a role in a romantic script that doesn't suit their reality. Number 3, arguing over politics. Arguing over politics is a national pastime for many. They dive into debates with the fervor of sports fans, convinced that if they just yell loud enough or type long enough on social media, they'll change someone's mind. Sigma females, on the other hand, see this as a colossal waste of time. They know that most political arguments turn into shouting matches where nobody really listens and everyone leaves more entrenched in their views. Sigma females prefer to invest their energy in informed action rather than pointless bickering. They understand that political change happens through voting, community involvement, and intelligent discussion, not through Twitter wars or Thanksgiving dinner blowouts. They'd rather spend their time volunteering for causes they believe in or educating themselves on issues from multiple perspectives. They find the whole spectacle of people getting red in the face over politics somewhat amusing. They're more likely to step back and let others duke it out while they enjoy their popcorn. It's not that they're apathetic or uninformed. They just recognize that screaming matches rarely lead to constructive outcomes. When a Sigma female does engage in political discussion, she's calm and collected, armed with facts and an open mind. She values productive conversations where both sides can learn something rather than trying to win an argument. If the discussion turns into a heated argument, she's the first to bow out gracefully, knowing that her time is better spent elsewhere. So while others are busy losing friendships and raising their blood pressure over political debates, Sigma females are making real differences in their communities, staying informed and keeping their sanity intact. They know that true change doesn't come from being the loudest voice in the room, but from being the most effective. Number 4. Consumer holidays. Consumer holidays are a frenzy of shopping sprees, elaborate decorations, and obligatory gift exchanges for most people. They dive headfirst into the madness, spending money on things no one really needs and often don't want, all to keep up appearances. Sigma females, though? They see right through the commercial hype and couldn't care less about the seasonal charades. To a Sigma female, consumer holidays are just clever marketing schemes designed to make you part with your hard-earned cash. They're not swayed by the pressure to buy the latest gadgets for Christmas or the priciest chocolates for Valentine's Day. They find it all a bit absurd and prefer to put their resources into things that actually matter to them. Rather than getting caught up in the frenzy of Black Friday or the stress of last-minute holiday shopping, Sigma females focus on what's truly important: meaningful experiences and genuine connections. They'd rather spend time with loved ones than stress over finding the perfect gift. And if they do give gifts, they're thoughtful and personal, not just something grabbed off a store shelf because it's expected. They also see the environmental impact of consumer holidays and are not interested in contributing to the mountains of waste that come with excessive packaging and disposable decorations. They might opt for handmade or sustainable gifts, or even suggest skipping gifts altogether in favor of spending quality time together. They're not grinchy, they just don't buy into the idea that love and appreciation have to come with a price tag. Number 5. Hurting feelings. Most people tiptoe around conversations like they're walking on a minefield, terrified of hurting someone's feelings. They sugarcoat, dodge tough topics, and avoid saying anything that might ruffle feathers. Sigma females, they don't have time for that. They believe in being straightforward, even if it means stepping on a few toes along the way. Sigma females aren't out to be mean. They just value honesty over coddling. If your outfit looks terrible, they'll tell you, politely but truthfully, because they think you'd rather know the truth than walk around looking like a fashion disaster. They understand that sometimes a little tough love is exactly what's needed. They don't go out of their way to be blunt. They're just not interested in wasting time with half-truths and white lies. If something needs to be said, they'll say it, and they expect the same in return. They believe that real friendships and relationships are built on honesty, not on tiptoeing around each other's egos. People often mistake their directness for rudeness, but Sigma females know that there's a difference between being honest and being hurtful. They deliver their truths with a dose of kindness, but they don't water them down. They'd rather have a moment of discomfort than a lifetime of pretending. While people are busy walking on eggshells, afraid to say what they really think, Sigma females are having real, meaningful conversations. They know that a little honesty can go a long way, and that true growth often comes from hearing the things you might not want to hear. Number 6. Keeping up with the Joneses, not Jane the Virgin. Keeping up with the Joneses is a full-time job for many, and one with zero benefits. They're constantly comparing cars, houses, vacations, even down to the tiniest gadgets, like who has the latest smart fridge that talks to you. Sigma females? They find this whole game laughable and exhausting. They're not interested in the latest trends or the neighbor's shiny new toy. Sigma females focus on what actually makes them happy and fulfilled. They might drive an old car that's seen better days, but it gets them where they need to go, and they don't have to worry about getting a scratch on it. They prefer to spend their money on experiences that enrich their lives, like traveling to a new country or investing in a hobby that genuinely excites them. The whole concept of impressing others with material possessions is lost on them. They see right through it as a shallow attempt to mask insecurities. They'd rather be known for their character and achievements than for having the latest designer handbag or the most Instagrammable kitchen. Sigma females have a knack for creating a life that's uniquely theirs. They decorate their homes with items that tell a story or have personal significance, not because they're trendy. If you compliment them on something, it's likely to come with an interesting tale rather than a brand name drop. While others are running themselves ragged trying to outdo their neighbors, Sigma females are living authentically, content with their choices and uninterested in the competition. They know that true happiness comes from within, not from having a better lawn or a fancier watch. Number 7. Timing things perfectly. Most people are obsessed with timing things perfectly, whether it's launching a project, making a big life decision, or even just saying the right thing at the right moment. They're always waiting for the stars to align, the perfect opportunity, or the exact right moment. Sigma females, they don't have time for that kind of hesitation. Sigma females know that life is messy and unpredictable. Waiting for the perfect moment often means missing out on good opportunities. They prefer to dive in and figure things out as they go. They trust their instincts and are comfortable with a bit of chaos. If it feels right, they go for it, knowing that they can adapt and adjust along the way. They find the obsession with perfect timing a bit paralyzing. While others are stuck in analysis paralysis, weighing every possible outcome and second-guessing themselves, Sigma females are out there taking action. They know that progress comes from doing, not from waiting. This doesn't mean they're reckless or impulsive. They still plan and think things through, but they don't let fear of imperfection hold them back. They understand that no plan survives contact with reality, and they're ready to pivot when things don't go as expected. Sigma females also know that some of the best things in life happen when you least expect them. They're open to serendipity and spontaneity, embracing opportunities as they come, rather than trying to force everything into a neat little timeline. Number 8. People pleasing. Most people are stuck in a never-ending quest to make everyone around them happy. Like they're on some twisted version of The Bachelor, where the roses are approval and the rejection is crushing. Sigma females, they're having none of that nonsense. They figured out early on that trying to please everyone is like trying to herd cats. Frustrating, pointless, and you'll probably end up scratched. Instead, they focus on pleasing the one person who really matters, themselves. They're not being selfish, they're just realistic. They know that bending over backwards to make others happy often means compromising their own happiness and sanity. So they choose authenticity over approval. If someone doesn't like them for who they are, that's not their problem. It's like they have a built-in radar for BS, and they aren't afraid to use it. Sigma females aren't interested in fake friendships built on endless compliments and fake smiles. They'd rather have a few real friends who appreciate them for who they are, flaws and all. If they think your new haircut looks terrible, they'll tell you, but they'll also be the first to help you fix it. Their honesty can be brutal, but it's always rooted in care. Number 9. Dancing at parties. Most people think that dancing at parties is a must, the ultimate way to show you're having a good time. They hit the dance floor with gusto, whether they have moves or not, fueled by a combination of peer pressure and a couple of drinks. Sigma females, they don't see the point in shaking it just for the sake of fitting in. Sigma females approach dancing with a simple philosophy. Dance if you want to, but don't feel obligated. They'll happily sit back and watch the party unfold if they're not feeling the music. They're not interested in joining the conga line just to prove they're having fun. Their idea of a good time doesn't hinge on busting a move. When they do decide to dance, it's because they genuinely enjoy it, not because they feel they have to. They don't care if they look silly or if their moves aren't Instagram-worthy. They dance for the pure joy of it, not for anyone else's approval. And if they're not in the mood, they're perfectly content to enjoy the party from the sidelines, engaging in conversations or simply people-watching. They also find the pressure to dance a bit ridiculous. Why should everyone have to conform to the same idea of fun? Sigma females are all about authenticity, and they're not going to fake enthusiasm just to blend in. They're there to enjoy themselves in their own way, whether that means dancing or not. And let's be honest, Sigma females have a knack for finding amusement in the whole spectacle. They'll watch the crowd do the latest TikTok dance with a bemused smile, appreciating the effort but not feeling any need to join in. They know that true fun comes from being yourself, not from forcing yourself into someone else's version of a good time. In fact, some Sigma females could probably give Shakira a run for her money when they're dancing at home, where they're free to be their uninhibited selves. But in a party setting, they're just as happy being the best dancers in their own living rooms. So while everyone else is busy perfecting their dance moves, Sigma females are out there perfecting the art of genuine enjoyment, whatever that looks like for them. Number 10. Unconditional love. Loving unconditionally sounds like a fairy tale ideal that everyone aspires to, where love flows freely regardless of what the other person does. Most people cling to this concept like it's the ultimate relationship goal. Sigma females, they're not buying it. For them, love isn't a free pass for bad behavior or a one-way street. Sigma females believe that love should be earned and maintained through respect, mutual effort, and shared values. They're not about to stick around if someone treats them poorly just because of some lofty ideal of unconditional love. They set high standards, not because they're difficult, but because they know their worth and expect the same level of commitment from their partner. They find the idea of loving unconditionally a bit naive. To them, it's like saying you'll keep watering a dead plant. Love should be dynamic and responsive, not blind and unquestioning. If someone isn't meeting their needs or living up to reasonable expectations, Sigma females are more than willing to walk away. This doesn't mean they're cold-hearted or unfeeling. On the contrary, when they love deeply and with intention. But their love is grounded in reality, not fairy tales. They're willing to work through challenges and support their partners, but they also know when it's time to cut their losses. Thanks, Queens, for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now, and God bless.